Good morning, fellow shaders of the future. It's very early. It's something like 6:30 in the morning. It's a misty, moisty morning. But that said, I think we've got some nice sunshine coming. So I'm just going to sit in here until that sunshine comes out, really. I've got plenty of wood, plenty of coffee, plenty of music, and plenty to do. I'm still working on this, which is starting to take shape-ish. If this depends what you call a shape, really, doesn't it? It's kind of symmetrical, but not really in the way I would like. But that said, I've got to a point now where I have to carry on with it, really, despite its many flaws, mainly knots. In fact, I just keep finding more knots. But yeah, just pull up a chair. Slowly waking up, very slowly. Hello, Mr. Bumble. Yeah, I've sort of done a bit of a fix on this chimney. I've literally just put 2 carabiners with some paracord. You can probably hear it. Yeah, it's doing the job. I might need to add another carabiner over the other side, but I think this is a lot more stable than it was anyway. So that seems to be a temporary fix, but Still need a little bit of work on it. So I'm going to saw it just after this knot here and show you what I mean by the planks. Slight honey glaze to it, but quite pale. This end split when I was cutting it, and it should be an easy demonstration of how easy this is to split into planks. Should be. Nothing special, it's just a piece of tough oak. I've done a few of them, that won't last forever. That's good enough for now. Yeah, and that'll just pop open. And it's nice and even. Straight down the middle. We have actually got the channel from the core, which I like. You know, that's can be used for various things. That lovely little groove. And then we've got the core, the whole of the core in this. But this, as you can see, it's not a bad piece of wood. I think it sands up quite nicely. And carves, I would say, rather well. Like I say, it's not great for burning, but let's have a look. Yeah, it still retains a lot of its water for a long time after, and this probably died within the last 2 years, and that's, I think that's about how long you need, 2 years, to season this properly. It grows right in the middle of the marshes, but yeah, it just, it's hard work. See, would make great cordage. Comes off in lovely long strips like this. So it's got a few uses. It's good for use with water. It's got a nice tight grain structure there where the water won't get into easily. And I think it's got quite a nice finish. Oh, it's actually quite pleasurable to work with. Nice smooth finish on there as well, with a slightly honeyed pale wood. All in all, can't be ignored, apart from maybe burning it. once you've taken the bark off, it feels very much like it's got thorns on it. Not entirely sure whether these were branches or what really, but it's very quite sharp with these little thorny kind of branches. There's two right close together there. And it's almost like you've put a couple of nails through it. But yeah, you will feel these sharp points. They don't seem to do the wood any harm. As far as the woodworking is concerned, it's just the knots. Yeah, which would have been there. I didn't see that one. But then again, we have got a lovely little connectable piece here with that knot. Again, you could do something with that. It has to slide in. It's all about what you think you can do with the wood, really, isn't it? You're given the wood, well, you get the wood, and you never know what's going to be inside or anything. So I tend to not make a plan. I generally just get a bit of wood and see what it's like and then plan. But you know, it's each to their own. I'm going to continue working on my bow for a short time now while I drink this coffee, this cup of coffee. I might leave you running and then just speed it up. Right, so we're getting something. Maybe its shape is still not quite how I'd like it. It's still a little bit recurve, which means it's bending in, then in. It's just basically wave shaped. But I have leveled that out a little bit, and it is balanced to the middle. Pretty much well balanced, and yeah, lots of things keep popping up. We've got a split on the end there, and we've got lots of knots, including that one, which I think is a bad one, but we shall see. It might be a one-shot wonder. Fire an arrow at the sun, and hopefully it goes further than bloody Cornish's does. Yeah, I know you're watching, Cornish. I'm going to shoot an arrow and it's going to land near you, mate. God, that'd be a hell of a shot. And oh, it's got a nice bend on it. It's just whether it can bend without splitting. And I think we're nearly at the stage now where I need to basically have something clamp that, and then a string on each end, and slowly stretch it in with a pulley system. So I'm going to have to design something, because I haven't got a workshop or a shed or anything. This is my workshop, my shed. So I'm going to have to come up with something, some contraption. I can maybe clamp it to a tree and then bend it slowly and slowly work it in. I don't know when a good time would be to put a layer of I don't think it's yet, but linseed oil, because this is very dry, and I think a bit of linseed oil might help with that split a bit, but then it's more of an impact thing, isn't it, for cricket bats and things like that. So I might have to look up to see if people use linseed oil with ash bows. I'm sure there's better opportunities like tung oils and all these really expensive things, but this is budget. Everything I do, budget. It's the most important thing. I get a bit of a buzz out of keeping the costs as low as possible, so because it shouldn't cost nothing really. It's just the basics, which I've run out of, incidentally. I've run out of food. It's my last cup of coffee. All the battery packs are drained because I didn't actually charge them up whilst I was at home last time, which was not forward thinking of me. So I'm going to have to go home, unfortunately. I'm going to push it as long as I possibly can, because this is a gorgeous day. And you never know when the next one's going to be. I believe there's a good day tomorrow. If that's the case, I'll come over again tomorrow. But hopefully get home tonight, maybe get a video up. The editing process is a pain in the ass. I'm not a fan of it, but I have upped my game a little bit. I've got a little laptop purely to edit videos with, and it seems to be doing a fair job. It's just whether I can do a fair job. I mean, yeah, it can do it in the right hands, but can I? So there's a learning curve here as well, so just a bit of patience, bear with me a bit, but I will get on top of the game. I've got loads of projects, loads of things going on, so many ideas, too many. I'm usually working on anything up to 10 projects at once. I get bored of one, put it aside. I don't see the point in doing something if you're not enjoying it. So it'll come out in your finished project that if you enjoyed it or not, it'll usually be a little bit better.